All right, I've got 6:30. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2019. I'm Mayor Tome here to call the Columbus Common Council regular meeting to order. Pat, when you're ready, could you please take a roll call for us?
Gray is excused. Johnson?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Ryan?
Here.
Tylen is excused. Tome?
Here.
Traxler?
Here. Thank you. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. This meeting has been noticed in accordance with state statutes and local ordinances. Number 4 is approval of the agenda. Unless there's any alterations or deletions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. Correspondence and communications. I didn't see anyone signed up back there. Was there anyone present this evening that didn't get a chance to sign up for correspondence and communications that wished to speak?
I'm not sure.
Which item were you here for?
2017 taxes downtown.
That would be the committee of the whole meeting. You can speak at that meeting if you'd wish. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda then. We have the council and committee of the whole minutes from July 9th, 2019, and also the committee of the whole minutes for the special meeting on July 16th. Are there any questions on the minutes? If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion on that? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to new business. Number 1, consider and take action on the alcohol license for Yum Yum Thai Kitchen LLC. There is some updated information that was left at your desks. This was reviewed at the committee of the whole. The application is for a Class B beer and Class C wine application. And the update is information regarding the inspections have all been approved to my knowledge. Correct, Pat?
Correct.
She's acknowledging yes. Are there any questions from the council on the application? Andy, did you have a question maybe?
No, I lost.
Did you have something you wanted to? All right. If we don't have any questions from the council, I'll entertain any action from the council on the alcohol license for the Yum Yum Thai Kitchen.
Motion to approve the alcohol license for Yum Yum Thai Kitchen LLC.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and 2 seconds to approve the alcohol license for Yum Yum Thai Kitchen LLC. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, number 2, consider and take action on request from police department to dispose of police vehicles. This was brought before the committee of the whole by Chief Dennis Weiner. There are 3 police squads that have been decommissioned, and their wish is to potentially put them up for auction to see what they can get for them, following the disposal of fixed assets policy. Didn't seem to be any questions. Dennis is here.
Yeah, I just want to kind of reiterate what I said last meeting when I was here. We have one.
There's a speak button with a face.
All right. We have an SUV and 2 sedans that are beyond their use and ready to be retired. I would ask that the SUV we dispose of through auction process, which was my plan all along, and the 2 sedans, I'm not so sure that they're worth an auction process. I would ask that I be able to dispose those either through an auction process or directly to the highest paid scrap dealer. Those 2 vehicles are One of them's not roadworthy, one of them I wouldn't probably drive outside the city limits, and they're worth more in their weight than there are probably anything else.
Any concerns from the council?
Just a question.
Go ahead, Andy.
Dennis, I wasn't here for the last meeting, so I apologize if this was asked, but I haven't seen any of these sedans anywhere, or where have these been kept?
Water and lights fenced in area on Maple Avenue.
Okay. How long have they been out of commission, the two sedans?
Mid to late 17.
All right, thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Chief while he's up here? I see none. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no further questions, I'll entertain any action on item number 2.
Make a motion to approve the request from the police department to dispose of the police vehicles.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the disposal of 2 police department vehicles per the city policy of disposal of fixed assets. Any questions on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. On to number 3, consider and take action on a request of Recreation Department to dispose of cheerleading uniforms. Same situation here, following the city policy for disposal of unused assets. Amy Jo is here if there's any questions. Didn't seem to be any at the last meeting. If there are no questions from the council, entertain any action on item number 3.
I'll make a motion to approve the request of the rec department to dispose of the cheerleading uniforms.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the disposal of the cheerleading uniforms per the city policy. Any discussion on that? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 4 then, consider and take action on the donation from the CAAC Inc. for basketball hoop and new tables for the Aquatic Center. This was also brought to the Committee of the Whole for review. There is going to be a donation on behalf of the CAAC to donate several tables, 5 tables, I believe, one being ADA compliant and a splash and slam basketball hoop. The city portion of the cost here would be $377.26, I believe, Amy Jo?
Actually, there was a reduced cost in shipping, it was only $229 for the
Okay,
city.
all right, $229 for shipping for the city. Otherwise, this would be for taking the donation specifically, I guess, here. But also acknowledging we'd be paying for the shipping, which is also coming from a budget within the CAA, or from the pool budget, so. Any questions? Amy Jo is here. Andy?
Just make a
All
motion
right.
to accept the donation from CAAC Inc. for the basketball hoop and the tables for the aquatic center, and acknowledging the shipping costs of $229 to be paid through the aquatic center budget.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve or accept the donation from the CAAC Inc. and to approve the shipping cost through the pool budget. Any discussion on that? If none, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Johnson?
Aye.
Reed? Ryan? Traxler?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Number 5, consider and take action on the council meeting date of August 6th, which is National Night Out. We would need to take action at this meeting to change the original date. I don't know that we had a clear consensus at the last meeting. There were kind of a mixed bag of availability. We don't have Alder Gray or Tylen here this evening as well. So what is the will of the council? Generally, we would move it to a Monday, but it sounds like there were some people that were not available on that Monday, and that includes me at this point.
Was did we only float Monday?
Well, Wednesday doesn't work for Katie normally, and then that Thursday, I thought there was a conflict as well.
I don't have any issues with Thursday.
Okay. Was there another meeting scheduled on that Thursday, I thought? That's what I thought. Water and Light Commission would take Jason and I out of that. Yes.
I believe that this, if possible, the council should try to make an effort to be at these community events. So I would like to see it on a different day other than Tuesdays. Whatever day we can work out.
Sure. Well, we need to pick a date tonight, and if we can't make that, then maybe we'll end up having it on Tuesday if we don't have a quorum on Monday, I guess. I don't know. How about you, Trina?
What time does it go until?
What time is National Night Out run?
5:30 to 8.
5:30 to 8. My hope was that if we had to stick to Tuesday to have a quorum, that maybe we could have a short meeting and get out of here and head down there to participate in the end of the event at least. Yeah, have the council meeting at 8 o'clock. It's the other option.
Force you to work fast.
Yes.
I'll be at the National Night Out, so whatever you guys want to do.
So we have a quorum issue do you want to move the meeting to a later start date for those that want to participate for a while and then just start the meeting later? Does that sound reasonable?
It does.
Stick to the Tuesday? Are you okay with that, Trina?
I am. I still hope it would be shortened if it's a later start time.
Okay.
So like
I
a
agree.
7 o'clock start or 7:30, what?
You said it starts at 6?
5:30.
5:30. I think if we start at 7, we can still get an hour and a half in participation. That seems fair to be able to accomplish 2 things in one evening.
All right, I can do that. Like I said, I'll,
All right, so we will
Still be
keep the
there.
meeting date to Tuesday, August 6th, but we'll just change the start date to 7 PM.
I was going to mention we can do everything possible to try to keep the agendas as, to the necessary things as much as possible.
Okay.
sounds good to me.
All right,
I'm good.
we probably need a formal motion to change the start time.
I'll make a motion to change the start time for the August 6th City Council and Committee of the Whole meetings to start at 7 PM.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to change the August 6th start time for the council meeting to 7 PM. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion passes. All right. Number 6, consider and take action on a project to alleviate drainage off the back of the public safety building. This was reviewed at the committee of the whole. It looks like there may be some new photos in here from the last meeting, kind of updated. I believe at the committee of the whole, what we did is looked over the list of suggested repairs to try to ease the sheeting of the water on the parking lot to the neighboring property. It looks like the estimated costs fall well within the budget that we have for those projects down there. The only question was whether or not the DPW could fit that into their schedule, or we would need to contract that out to someone else. It doesn't sound like that would be a concern as long as we have the budgeted funds to do so. And I think at the committee of the whole, we simply wanted to give a nod to staff to kind of continue down this path to see if we can remedy the situation. And so it's back here for some formal action just to be able to proceed with those projects. If there's any questions, Patrick can probably answer them. Jason's here. Andy?
In the packet, there's a picture, the one picture shows that you want to put gutters on the front and the back. I didn't see any pictures of what the back looked like. For some reason, I feel like in some conversation I had, maybe we weren't 100% sure if the back was necessary.
The back of the
Garage.
garage.
Yeah.
It was, I remember having the conversation with the contractor, and he recommended putting it in the back as well. But then
would
trying
too.
to get it to the front. What's that?
I would too.
Yeah,
Selling you something.
yeah, true. But he's local, and I do trust his opinion.
Okay. There was just no picture in here to show me what that looked like, so. All right, fine.
I looked at it, I drove back there, and it's just kind of a parking lot area there, but I think the neighboring property kind of juts out beyond the police department's property a little bit too. So, essentially all the rainwater is just running off the back of the garage onto the parking lot, but I think by having some gutters, you can direct it to a different area if you need.
That would be the hope, to be able to get it into that flume that we'd put it on the
Yeah.
end of the lot.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Any other questions? Trina?
Oh, I like the idea of having gutters on both sides of the garage roof. Gutters are pretty inexpensive, and I just want to, get the problem solved and hope to catch the water on both sides. That'll be great. Would $5,000 likely be enough to get the gutters, the downspouts, and the curb? It's mostly the curb price I'm wondering about.
I believe, yeah. It would, from the estimates we got for a contractor, which would be kind of the higher end, we'd still be good with 5,000. I'm confident.
Excellent.
Katie?
I just had a question as far as the curb. Is that going back all the way past the garage area? Like to the back side of the garage? Because if where the water is running off on the back side where we're installing the gutters, I'm just wondering how far that curb is going back. to sort
Yeah,
of
I
guide
believe
the water
so.
out. Okay.
Because of the gutters on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
the front of the garage.
right?
That
right.
was
I
my
just-
very rough sketch. I'm going to rely on the contractor, though I think there'll be some more in-depth on that, but it would make sense that with the gutter on the backside that you'd need to catch it.
Thank you.
I'm not sure exactly where the property line is between that garage and the neighboring property either, but obviously if this is a cure to alleviate some stormwater runoff, hopefully we can find a resolution if that curb needs to go along the side of the garage. Or maybe there's another way to carry the water from the downspouts in the back to that front gutter as well, so. All right, any other questions from the council? If there are no questions, I'll entertain any action from the council on item number 6 then.
I move that we authorize the project to alleviate the drainage issues at the Public Safety Building with a maximum of $5,000 and discretion between the city administrator and DPW to determine whether it's contracted or done by DPW.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the project to alleviate the drainage up to $5,000 with discretion of the staff to work within that budget to alleviate the situation. Any discussion on the motion? If none, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you. On to number 7, a discussion we had at the Committee of the Whole again. Consider and take action on forming subcommittee to work on code revisions. We discussed some possibilities with Attorney Johnson last week and hopefully conveyed the intent of what we'd like this subcommittee to do. I believe that we agreed that the focus would be on revision, housekeeping, that this wouldn't be a committee where we'd be creating new ordinances from scratch, but trying to go in and fix some of the obvious issues, the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. We discussed having 4 members for the subcommittee last week. We believe those would be council members and that we could invite in the public or staff as needed, depending upon what type of ordinance revision we're looking at. The one thing that came to mind since that last meeting was having staff to work with this subcommittee. I believe that would be important to make sure we kind of keep the communication going from the subcommittee to Attorney Johnson, if we're just doing red line versions, et cetera. And the thought I had discussed with Patrick was potentially Clerk Gable or Deputy Clerk Jane, perhaps, to work with that subcommittee to kind of keep us on track. Obviously, they've got their regular workload as well, but I think having one of them attending those meetings would kind of keep us focused and on track, and I believe the clerk's probably got a deep understanding of the ordinances as well, and could kind of help steer the subcommittee, so. I don't know if we name the clerk, if the clerk is able to appoint the deputy clerk in your case, if you don't have the time to do it, Pat, to fill in those meetings. Is that appropriate? Okay. The other question I have is, if we have 4 members, how many are needed for a quorum for that meeting? Does the meeting not happen if you don't have 4 members, et cetera? What I'd like to try to do is mimic the ad hoc meeting where every council member is invited to participate, but you need a certain number to have the quorum to actually make recommendations. And I don't know how you do that. Do we have to name the committee members, or can we say it's 4 council members and whoever shows up at that meeting is the quorum? Okay. Paul?
You'd be much better off to name your 4 members,
Okay,
and then you need 3 for a quorum.
okay. Does that sound good with everyone?
Others can show up if they wish,
Okay.
but you have to get because you'll have to post all your meetings if you're gonna have 4. So once you get your meeting started, you can do whatever you like.
Okay. So members that aren't named to the committee can still show up and participate, but they wouldn't be voting. Does that make sense? All right. I believe Alder Johnson was interested, Trina had expressed interest, Alder Gray expressed interest, and so did I. So I think those would be the 4 that we would name to the subcommittee, and any other council member would be invited as well as the public. So what does this look like in the form of a motion, Paul?
You are creating a subcommittee to do ordinance review consisting of Alders Johnson, Reed, Gray, and Mayor Tome, with assistance from Clerk Gable or her designee. And there you go. And the duration of the appointment is unlimited.
Someone should say so moved.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to create the municipal code revision subcommittee as stated by Attorney Johnson. Are there any questions on this? Does it all make sense to everyone?
Did you guys decide the night of the week it's going to be on?
We haven't done that
Oh.
yet. I think what we'll do is find out who's going to be able to help staff us and get an email out and try to do something consistently, at least once a month, hopefully, if possible. But,
So kind of up in there. All right.
all right, is there any further discussion? If none, we have a motion and a second. Then, is a voice vote okay, Paul? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes. It's another meeting. Congratulations. All right, then we'll move on to number 8, which is consider and take action on applications for the operator's licenses for the term of July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2021. There was a correction on the list that I had. There were 4 listed. The bottom 2 are scratched off. That should be the same on yours.
I have an
Oh,
addition to that.
sorry.
When I gave you tonight, I missed 2 people on that list.
Okay.
So the folks that are listed in your packet, minus Davis and Smith,
Okay.
those 4 should be, not just the 2. That was my fault, so I
Okay,
apologize for that.
so Thomas J. Davis was struck and Natasha Smith was struck, but we do have Congrat Chong Charon, Rebecca M. Sachs, Tara R. Hensler, and Megan L. Schmidt, those 4. All right, thanks, Pat. Any questions on that? If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion from the council to approve the new operator's licenses.
Motion to approve the operator licenses for July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2021 as read.
Second.
We We have a motion and a second to approve the 4 operators' licenses as read for the term of July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2021. Any discussion on that? If none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Operators' licenses have been approved. Thank you. Number 9, consider and take action on claims in the amount of $207,105.23. Are there any questions on the claims packet? If there are no questions on the claims, I'll entertain any action from the council on item number 9.
Make a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $207,105.23.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the city claims in the amount read. Any discussion on that? If there's no discussion, could you please take a roll call, Pat?
Ryan?
Aye.
Traxler?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Reed? Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you. On to report of city officers. Patrick, I'll turn it over to you.
A few things to share. Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to report that I've been serving as the city's representative to the school district's Community Facilities Advisory Committee, and several meetings over a number of months talking about their facilities and things. Last night, that committee presented to the school board some options in terms of the findings after looking at the buildings and considerable discussion. The school board's going to be taking those recommendations and moving forward with that information. So I just thought I would share that. Yesterday, the Joint Review Board met to consider the annual review of TIF 3 and TIF 4, the annual reports. So the TIF, the Joint Review Board, is representatives of the taxing districts, and the reports were reviewed and approved by the board. Upon the approval of the street maintenance at the last meeting, we are hoping to have maintenance agreements executed this week, so that project can keep rolling ahead. And finally, wanted to just mention kudos to Columbus Water and Light. They've sent 2 linemen to Wisconsin Rapids to help with restoring power in light of the storms that hit last weekend, I believe. Very good to give back, because we all remember 2015 and the mutual aid that we received. So Trevor and Zach are up there helping out. So thank you.
Thanks, Patrick. I wanted to give a last-minute reminder. This Thursday, July 25th, there is another concert in the park, summer concert series sponsored by HLPC. This week, they'll have local vocals, which I believe is kind of a Beaver Dam area group, perhaps. I think they performed last year. That starts at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Also wanted to kind of just let people know the Columbus Roadmap 2050 project is still in motion, even though there hasn't been a whole lot of news out in the public about it. Patrick and I had met with Matt Schreiber and then also MSA Representative Jason Valerius this week on the phone to discuss some upcoming meetings we need to get put in place to keep this moving forward. You probably received an email this week about a potential meeting next week. What we need to do is get these very early draft plans in front of the council to start looking at some of the scenarios they've laid out in combination with all the survey results and community feedback and information we've gotten. And there will be one more CET meeting where we will plan a public event and unveiling to bring these draft plans forward to the community. So we hope to keep that on track. So keep your ears open, and we'll be delivering that news when we have a date. But just wanted to let everyone know that things are still in motion with the Roadmap 2050. So anyone else have anything up here to report? Andy?
Just wanted to thank Mayor Tome and the council for picking up some of the slack from some of the meetings I missed over the last 2 weeks due to the passing of my sister. just thank everyone for their thoughts and condolences, and just appreciate the support I've been getting. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Andy. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We'll stand adjourned for a few minutes and return with the committee of the whole meeting. Thank you.